In the world of today, it's not who you know that matters, it's what you know. If what you know is of global importance and relevance and patronage, the world will look for you. So if you're developing an app, if you are developing a piece of technology, if you are developing a piece of electromechanical equipment, or if you are developing a piece of instrumentation or an instrument or an equipment, once you can fix a challenge or solve a problem or provide a solution to a problem by what you design and build, the world will look for you. So the thought words of exhortation to the young persons is what the World Bank says often. Think big, start small, and scale fast. Having developed skills and the right capacity, put your hands somewhere on the plow. I'm Christian, so I would like to quote a Bible somewhere. It says, whatever you put your hands upon, you will prosper. So in other words, you must put your hand on something. And they say that a hungry man is an idle mind. Or a hungry man is an angry man, rather. And an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So if you take the two statements, a hungry man is an angry man, then an idle mind is the devil's workshop, it means that a hungry, idle mind is an angry devil's workshop. So you can imagine what that would mean for the society. The devil's workshop is on its own terrible, monstrous, evil. Devil's workshop, where evil things are designed and implemented. So you can imagine that when the ordinary, normal devil's workshop is angry. So you can imagine what can come out of an angry devil's workshop. So we as leaders, our duty is to provide an enabling environment for hunger to go down in our country via leveraging the skills, the productivity, the creativity, the innovativeness, the intelligence, the impatience, creative impatience of these young people. And then to give them jobs that they can wake up in the morning, I call it purposeful waking up in the morning with a sense of direction, the sense of what to do during the day. So when they are no longer hungry, they will no longer be angry. When they are no longer idle, they cannot become the devil's workshop. And for them to be well fed and for them to be occupied and are productive daily, those constitute a good augury for the future of our country. So young people, remain steadfast, remain hopeful, remain disciplined, remain hardworking, be creative, be innovative, continue to be impatient. As I said there, impatience from the youth, I like it, because let's leverage their impatience for good, because they want things to be done for the better. You are using a microphone. You are not using a conical paper for me to talk to you. This is electronic. This is an electrical piece of instrument. So the number one challenge of the Nigerian society today is energy, electricity. The day electricity is copiously available, our national economy will take a turn for the better. That's what we say in our ICT industry. Food is to the human body what electricity is to the economy. That's the best analogy. So the day we fix this, so number one is to address electricity, to address energy. And I thank President Oshuwaju Bola Tinubu. I really appreciate him over a good number of his policies, one of which is what I'm talking about, energy. Before now, don't forget that Almighty NEPA had died. You are young, you may not remember what was called NEPA. Then do not forget that PHCN, that succeeded NEPA, had died. And then we now have the current situation where you have the GENCOs, TCN, and DISCOs. Even when you generate as a state, you have to first of all evacuate into the national grid for the national grid to give it to you. That's not the best arrangement. Ashwaju says you can generate if you're a state and you can distribute. It means that energy to drive the economy will be copiously available in our country. So that these young people, carpenters, fashion designers or tailors, bricklayers, panel beaters, welders, those who fix ladies' hair, factories and industries, government, hospitals, those in the hospitality industry, the whole economy would take a big bang for the better. In other words, big boost for the better. So we have to address that. Number two is where they can acquire the requisite skills. Young people need to acquire skills. And after having acquired skills, we have to mentor them. You may have skills, nobody is able to mentor you. You may have the small amount of money as capital, you do not know what to do with it. You may have what may be sufficient for you to start a small business as a startup. You are looking for 10 times that amount of money when what you have now is enough for you to start. So young people also need mentoring. They need to be mentored. They have to, as I said, they have to reorient their attitude. Like they say your attitude determines your altitude. So mindset. Fela and Nicola Pakuti. That's what they used to talk in those days in Kalakuta Republic. Kolo mental. It's Kolo mentality. You know what? Whatever is imported is better. President Tinubu says Petronas is made in Nigeria, and I commend him for that. You know what? Petronas is made in Nigeria, with electricity being available, you see a boost in productivity, you see a boost in production, and people will be busy. There will be copious availability of jobs. So these young people, for them to be energized, to be productive, one of the indispensable resources for productivity is electricity. Mentorship and acquisition of skills, and I can tell you they'll be airborne and they will achieve a lot.
For more on well-researched and balanced stories, events and interviews across business, tech innovation and lifestyle, please like, share and subscribe to this channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network.